Hang on.
Hello and welcome to the Otter's Den. Grab your favorite beverage and snacks, grab a seat, and delve into the known and the unknown. We have shows every other Monday and every other Monday. Let me explain. One Monday, Joni and I discuss the current astrology, how it affects us both on personal, countrywide, and global scales, and then how to navigate through it all to improve our overall quality of life. The next Monday, Jan and Renee join me as we discuss, well, everything. This includes the paranormal, cryptids, psychic abilities, hauntings, attachment, possessions, aliens, abductions, self help, life coaching, mental health, personal health, and the list goes on. Thank you in advance for joining us. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy.
Hi.
What's going on?
Welcome to the Otter's Den.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It was a good Monday.
Happy May.
It is May. Happy May. I cannot believe that we are into the 5th month of this year already. It has
Already.
flown. It has flown.
I know. Remember we knew it was going to, but I had no idea it would go this fast.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody's saying that too. Everybody I know is saying that. They're saying, oh my God, I can't believe it's May. I can't believe it's May. I'm like, I hear you. I think as things move more into Taurus, into May, out of Aries, because we still have a lot of planets in Aries. I think when we get to, we may slow down a little, but I don't think it's going to be anything to the point of what it was the last decade.
Good.
It's going to be this fast all the time now. I mean, I just think it's crazy. It seems like it's Friday. Like you go to work on Monday and then you look up and then it's like Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, crap. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, at least we're in a spot now that a lot of the craziness is gone. It's not gone. We're going to watch everything that's that after flow of everything that happened in February, March, and April. But we're not going to have this onslaught of shift after shift after shift.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, there's like 3 times in May, and we're actually in one of them now, that Pluto is getting ready to go retrograde. So it literally is standing still the entire month of May. And as you know, when something stations to go retrograde, it's at its peak.
It's building strength, yeah.
It is at its peak. So Pluto is our planet of May. And whenever Pluto is the planet in May, expect it just seems like every time Pluto shows up in any of the astrology, we get a download of some kind of swamp or information overload.
Yes.
I mean, we have gotten so much in March. We got the COVID stuff, that report. We got the Senate report on that. We got where they were actually treating people with adverse reactions, telling us there were no adverse reactions when the CDC and the FDA were actually treating the people with the worst adverse reactions.
Yes.
So they lied to us.
Yeah, and there's scientific reports out right now about all the different diseases that it caused.
And Senator Johnson, who is a doctor, said these weren't small things. These were life-threatening reactions.
Yes.
Life-threatening.
Liver stuff, heart stuff, brain stuff.
Oh. And I think it's like it was 55 times worse than the deaths that were caused by any flu vaccine.
Yes.
But we knew that. We knew it. People, but and if you recall, anybody that said that at the time, they got kicked off of the internet. Remember that?
I remember wholeheartedly because I got shadow banned so hard. I'm surprised I didn't get put in Facebook jail. You know, for the
we had to be careful every time we mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you remember when Saturn Neptune conjunction came up in February, that was the cycle around 2020. And I said, we're going to get a bunch of COVID stuff. So this is just the beginning of the COVID. This is the beginning of the nightmare. The beginning of the nightmare. And what all of the Fauci's assistant for his right-hand man, the one that just got indicted.
Yeah, finally.
To read those text messages or emails that he deleted.
Yeah.
It's shocking. What is my kickback? What is my cut?
Yep.
When they got the $1 billion grant, whatever it was.
It's all about the money.
Was he kidding? I don't know. I doubt it.
No.
Talking about, deleting and getting rid of everything and all the messages and completely covered up where it came from, where it started. That's everybody knew that though. We just needed it to get out into the main street. And that came up. I mean, I think they indicted him to get him to roll.
And that very well could be. And if he does, then we have some bigger people coming down, and that's what we need. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand is the time it takes to build a case, the time it takes to build a dead solid case that won't get thrown out on technicalities. And sometimes you may need to make a deal with someone in order to take down the bigger fish. Right. They did it with the mobsters. They did it with drug dealers. They catch a little fish dealer on the street and he rolls and he gets a slap on the wrist. I get it. Well, eventually you take down, the supply, and then that dealer can't deal no more because the supply's gone.
Somebody was telling him to do something. The fact of the matter is, though, Dr. Fauci has until May the 11th, and the statute runs out May 11th.
May 11th.
Now he does have that pardon. That pardon holds weight.
If the guy did nothing wrong, why would the Biden administration pre-pardon him and a lot of other people? Just saying.
Well, and why would he have a blanket pardon from 2014 on? Do you know why?
That tells you there's stuff been going on for a long time. He was, I bet he was probably working with Wuhan, China.
Oh, yeah.
China.
Yep, he was. And you know what? Obama banned and put a limitation and said no more gain of function.
Yeah.
It's too dangerous. Guess when he did that? 2014. Yeah. So what's that tell you? Somebody was doing gain of function. That it's just my opinion, but I think he was doing gain of function then. I think it was discovered here and sent over there.
Hey, Della. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's just what I think after reading his emails.
Yeah.
But that whole portion of that came out. So, and now this week we've got Mercury squaring Pluto. Well, that's more communications coming up from the swamp.
Yes.
Pluto is the underworld.
I'm ready. Let's go.
It's here. It's here until the 8th.
Mercury, Pluto, let's go. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this.
Here we go, and so we're going to get something else will happen either this week or wait a couple of days after. But it's Mercury squaring Pluto right now, which is the underworld again.
Yeah. What we need to come out is the fact that there were 51 biolabs in the Ukraine. And there's already stuff that has come out with the e-files, okay, about Zelensky trafficking girls to Epstein. So that's another reason why Putin went into Ukraine. Everybody thinks it's just about the land. No, it's not. It's about the biolabs. It's about the people. So I'm praying we get more verification. There's already some verification of it, but we need more rock solid. Here you go. It's in your face.
Well, right now you've got the COVID stuff right in your face.
Thank you.
It's right there. All you got to do is sit and read the report. It's all there. It's all there. And the lady at the that was putting together all the adverse reaction numbers was told to cease and desist
because they didn't want that information getting out of the public.
Right. I mean, and she testified under oath. So how much more? What else do you need?
Well, and here's something to look at. I don't remember what year it was, but the big farm was getting sued because people were getting injured by the inoculations. So they passed a law. They went to the government and talked the government into passing a law that said they're no longer responsible. You can't sue them. However, there is a vaccine injury fund you can apply for. Millions, if not billions of dollars have been paid out through that. It is still viable. It is still there. I encourage my daughter. She got a verbal tick from the HPV inoculation. Showed up next day. Now I had discussed it with my ex-wife at the time. No, here's why. Next day, she took her in anyway.
I know.
Anyway, I digress.
I know.
But there is a vaccine injury court, and they do pay out money. So if you are injured by this vaccine, by all means, look into that. I mean,
absolutely. And if you are, contact Senator Ron Johnson. I mean, he's spearheaded this.
Yeah.
He's a medical doctor. Go read it. The report is on his webpage. It's very transparent. The indictment of Fauci's assistant. Go read that. Read it. You will be shocked at those emails. You will be shocked.
Yeah, I was. I was, but I wasn't. Does that make sense?
I was shocked at how blatant. We hate FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Anything you can do to not have FOIA. But wait a minute, that's for the American people. The American people give you their tax money for your grants so that you can do what you do for the betterment of mankind. And you've screwed that up, dude.
Yeah, and
he's going to prison for the rest of his life if he doesn't roll.
People are putting those FOIAs in with federal government, and a lot of times they're just ignored. You can't do that. You can't. You have to give out the information, or you have to prove why you cannot give out that information. National secret, something like that. National.
They did. They completely ignored them, and luckily they're getting them now. So that's why we're getting this onslaught of so much stuff.
I want the perp walks too. I do. I want to see it.
Well, he's going to jail. I mean, he's looking at years and years. Done. He's done. But he's going to roll. But go up against that pardon. Good luck with that pardon. That pardon will hold up. I'm telling you, that pardon will hold up in front of the Supreme Court.
Unless It was signed. They can prove that it was signed with the auto pen without Biden's knowledge.
Well, they know it was. I use auto pens are used all the time in legal industry. It's common.
Yeah, if you write a letter to your senator and you get a letter back and there's that stamped signature, that's auto pen.
I do them with subpoenas.
Yeah.
I use the auto pen on subpoenas, but every single subpoena that I use the auto pen on, I send to her and say, is this okay? Every single one.
Yeah.
And then I have a folder where the approval is put in the folder. That's the chain of command that you have to use on these things.
Yeah, and it wasn't followed with Biden. It's already been admitted that he didn't know a lot of what he was, quote, signing.
A pardon, somebody's pardon, and you're not going to keep the chain of command?
That is a presidential pardon. That is a president pardoning somebody, okay? Therefore, that needs to be a signature, not an auto pen, an actual signature.
Well, they may fight it, but don't be surprised if it doesn't hold. I think it'll hold up, but I don't know. You know, it might not. But let them try to fight it. I would fight it.
Let them fight it.
Fight it.
Yeah. If nothing else, they'll get more information out to the people.
Here's the thing. If anything, you fight it, you still have discovery, and you will still get everything that happened out there.
Yes.
And that's almost as important as if you lose at the Supreme Court level with the pardon.
Right.
But, you know, it's almost worth it just to get the information out there.
Yeah, the actual indisputable information.
And if they go into a courtroom, it will force this media to report on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee this media has not reported on anything that's happened in March.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Trump is putting so much information out and oh God, words are hard. Unclassifying. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Wow. Ear just went off.
Yeah. On the unclassifieds.
Because if it's unclassified, say there's a classified document, you've got a case against a person and there's information about this case in a classified document. What they have to do is they have to hold a special hearing.
Yep.
Classified hearing. They have to get permission to do this hearing. I mean, it takes a long time. If it's unclassified, nope, here it is.
Yeah.
Much faster, much quicker, much easier. And they can just go boom, 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 boom.
Well, and they've had that there's a grand jury right now in panel down in Florida. I think it's Sarasota or Fort Myers. I could be wrong. But they're listening to a big case down there because they sent out 120 subpoenas for people to show up and testify. So there's a huge case that's getting ready to drop. They've been impaneled since February.
That's a big case. 120.
That's a huge case. So that one's coming.
You know, we're getting more information on the voter fraud too.
Oh,
but yeah, Renee's comment here real quick. You know, I thought Mr. T made a proclamation that all the stuff by auto pen was null and void. I had heard that too.
It doesn't matter. They would that he can proclamate all now.
It has to be. It has to go through.
It'll hold Congress. Up. They did. James Comey did a investigation, and he sent it to the DOJ to say that he felt that they were null and void.
Right.
But it's going to go to the it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court's going to uphold the pardon.
Yeah, it
just is. It is.
There's so many blue people in the Supreme Court. Just saying.
The president has a lot of power.
And one of the red people is actually blue people, which makes him a purple people. If he could fly, he'd be a flying purple people eater.
Now, I think had he gotten 25th Amendment or something, I don't know because I'm not a lawyer, but had he been 25'd out or something like that, maybe yes.
And they were talking about that. And I know tonight's show is really political, but the astrology really has a lot to do.
It's covered with it
happening out there and how to handle it, because a lot of people are freaking because truth is coming out and they refuse to believe it. But a lot of people who used to refuse to believe it are starting to open their eyes right now. It's an amazing process.
Well, and I'll tell you where it's coming out, and this is I follow trials. I watch all the live trials that are on, a lot of them with true crime too. Well, I watched, and I followed Young Thug's trial, the rapper down in Fulton County when he was arrested and charged with RICO by Fannie Willis.
Yeah,
Fannie Willis. And it was unbelievable what they put Young Thug through. He was not doing. I mean, of course, now he's out of jail and everything, and she looked like a fool. But so I kept following this one guy, Class E Beats, and he's down in Fulton County. Well, he has been uncovering and following the Fulton County voting discrepancies.
Yeah.
And I continue to follow him. What is coming out of Fulton County regarding that 2020 election would blow your mind. And the only reason that the federal government went in there down to Fulton County is because the election board in Fulton County was tried to subpoena these ballots. They couldn't get them. And finally, the state of Georgia, the people at Fulton County, their election board people went to the federal government and said, help us.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Fulton. And they've got the discrepancy is unbelievable with their ballots.
And that's happening with some other states too. Was it New Mexico or
Arizona?
Is it Arizona?
In Maricopa County.
Yes, Maricopa County. Yeah, Sheriff Joe.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So you can really, if you get like Class E Beats, he's down in Fulton and he does all the election board meetings. They have been fighting for these ballots for 4-5 years. This has gone on.
Yeah.
This has gone on in Fulton County. It is that crazy.
And I understand people wanting results like that, but you can't. You got to get the evidence. You have to get the evidence. And a lot of times in order to get the evidence, you have to have people coming forward and saying, hey, we've got it. Help us. Here it is.
That's what they do. But these people have been fighting for 5 years down there. Same thing with Maricopa County. So the people that can say and rush it, I want this to happen, well, get out and fight for it then.
Yeah,
go to your community.
Go talk to your elected officials.
Yeah. I don't want to hear people that sit behind computers and say, arrest them. They don't even know how long it takes to get a grand jury impaneled. It takes 6 months.
Yeah.
Everything that we're seeing now come to fruition started a year ago.
Yes.
Easily.
Even the some of the fraud cases in Minnesota, the FBI was looking into them already. And then what Nick Shirley put out, that put a nail in the coffin, and that gave them a lot more evidence to look at. And now they walked in. They walked into the Leering Center, and with a search warrant, and they've got the records. They've got what they need. These people are being taken down, but some of this has been going on, being looked into for a long time. They just couldn't legally get the information that they needed. Now they have the information they need, and things are moving much quicker now.
Well, and that's what it takes. It takes people to really raise hell. And that's what happened with the Leering Center. He did it in California as well.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
so
And imagine, I think there's over $1 trillion in just a few industries. The education, the food, the hospice, that's in 2 states. Two states. We have 50 states. So take one state, multiply that by 50 for each, and then think of all of the other entities that are funded by the federal government, by grants, by this, by that, and how much do you think is actually being stolen?
Trillions.
By fraudsters?
Trillions.
It would cut our taxes to 1/3 of what we're paying now.
It would cut our deficit in half.
Yes.
I think it would.
We could get what we owe paid off. We could actually start paying on the debt instead of just interest payments.
Well, and that's why we got Mercury with Pluto this week. Then it's pretty quiet until about the 21st. And that's what's so important to watch Uranus, because Uranus moved into Gemini. So for 7 years while it was in Taurus, it was kind of quiet. It was stuck. I mean, Taurus, it just doesn't move. Now, that's another thing. Look at how much stuff started to happen when Uranus moved into Gemini.
I'm sorry for laughing.
I'm telling you, it's going to hit too. At the end of the month, we have a Mars square Pluto. So Pluto is going to drag up the junk. It's coming. But this month, we've got 2, maybe 3 big dates.
So hang on a minute. So one planet, Uranus, is moving into Gemini, and then another one is bringing up the junk.
Yep.
You can't make that up.
No. Pluto is the swamp. It's all these scandals. It's corruption. It's all this crap. I love it.
It needs to come out. It does.
Well, this is all building to July.
And
it's
what do we have in
July?
We have the 4th of July, Independence Day.
That's when it starts to hit.
We get enough information and can prosecute enough people and stop all this fraud. I mean, in a way, that's going to be a new Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's eventually Trump wants to do it now, but eventually, hopefully, it's going to affect our tax rates. And maybe, I know they've been trying, but they keep blocking him. Some of what we get back from these fraudsters, he wants to give back to the people. And I don't see why he shouldn't be able to. I mean, look at how, look at the, what do they call them? Stimulus payments. They gave stimulus payments, but they just printed that money up. But yet we're actually recovering actual money, but yet they won't let them hand that to the people, even though they printed money and handed it to the people.
Right. What I don't like in his chart, because I actually looked at it today, on July the 4th, when all this stuff happens, Mars and Uranus are conjunct on July the 4th, which is explosive. In his chart, transit Mars is conjunct his natal Uranus. I do not like that. So I'm going to look at it more and see what is supporting, because there's a lot of supporting planets around that nasty conjunction, but I don't like it in his chart at all. I don't like it. The last time, I want to say it was Mars conjunct Uranus up at his midheaven was in Pennsylvania.
I think so.
Because Algol was in there.
Yes.
And we won't have Algol in there now. And this is on his natal chart, and I do not like that. So I'm going to have to look deeper. I'm going to dig deeper into that because it's explosive.
Psychic medium Kelly Miller, she lives in Omaha. She's got a store up there. Amazing individual. I rewatched the video that she did at the beginning of the year. She put out certain dates and what to watch out for this year. And one of the things that she saw was Mr. T falling and hitting his head and having to go to the hospital for a little while. He's okay. He's going to be okay. But, J.D. Vance steps in to replace him for a little bit. And people get to see a little bit more of who J.D. Vance is and what he stands for, which may advance his ticket in the next election. I don't know, but that's just something that she predicted.
Did she say when?
She did, and I don't remember what day it was.
I wonder if it was around July.
It could have been. It could have been. But at the same time, when we see future events, if a congressman pulls out of his driveway and turns right instead of going left, that can change everything.
Well, and Mars-Uranus can also be genius. It could be going, aha, I came up with this.
Yeah.
And it could be good, it can be a good energy too.
Absolutely.
But it can also be one of those that can, in the wrong hands, it's explosive.
The wrong media lies, makes the report.
Well, so that's going on, but see, it's around that 4-pointed star, and then we go into a 5-pointed star. The 6-pointed star is the Star of Solomon. We're going to have a 5-pointed star with the moon in Libra around July 18th. It's never been recorded in astrological history of what we're going to see around July 18th. It's never been recorded.
Again.
Another one. This, we're used to 8,000 years, 12,000 years.
Yeah.
But the pattern that we've seen, and Rick Levin said, with all their AI and computer programs, it's never happened in recorded astrological history.
That's kind of a theme this year.
It happens this year. But I think it's good because it's harmonious, and it's coming in with Jupiter and Libra. So it'll be Venus. Jupiter's coming in, Libra. It'll be a Libra moon.
Balance.
So it's all very good planets coming in. But I don't know. No one knows.
I get that.
Because we've never seen it.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out. We don't know how people are going to spin it, how the media is going to spin this stuff. It all depends on all of that. It really does.
Yeah.
Something I learned today is this has to go with the Bible and further back into Sumerian written history. The number 666, the mark of the beast. It's said that the Anunnaki took a primate, added its essence, primate, the clay of the earth, added its essence, DNA, and made us. And the Bible says that, we were created in our God's image. And then they talk about, 666 is the number of the beast. We were a beast on this earth and transformed, but we are also carbon beings. We are made of carbon. Now, if you look at the chemical makeup of carbon, it is usually 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. 6, 6, 6. And then the church took that and inverted it because they did not want people to know that. So they made that mark of the beast an evil thing. So is it? And I don't know why I needed to throw that in, but I needed to.
I don't know. I mean, that's interesting because a lot of what they did, especially with the astrology, they just took it out because they didn't want the people to have the ability or the power to the people. They wanted the power to go to the church.
The knowledge. They didn't want the people to have the knowledge.
That's right.
Because if the people have the knowledge, they will understand that we are Christ's. We are created in our God's image. We can become a Christ. Jesus even said, you can do the things I do and more.
Well, and you've got, astrology is basically, it's not that you are predicting, you're forecasting.
Yeah.
Because you look at past patterns. So with that being taken out of the Bible and being told, oh, it's evil, it's this and it's that, then they're losing a very good forecasting tool.
Yeah.
And they didn't want, Constantine and them. Constantine was a pagan and one of the worst. And so they just didn't want people to have the power. They wanted it to go to the church.
Or the knowledge. They hid the
Right.
knowledge. That's why they took so many books out of the original Bible.
Yeah,
Because
that's why you read the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, there are books in the Bible that talk about flaming chariots flying through the sky. Well, back then they didn't have the word spaceship or rocket. That's the only way they knew how to describe a UFO.
Well, I think that's something we have to be very careful with because, especially the more I dig into the scientist Amy, she claims, and I don't, she claims that they're not called extraterrestrials. Is it ultra-terrestrials? I don't know, but they're among us. She said they're among us.
Yeah.
They're people like us. They walk among us. That's what she claims.
There is a new theory. Remember last time I said we needed new conspiracy theories because we're running out?
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay, I'm ready. There is a new theory. It's called the P47. And see if I can explain this. What this is one of the theories about the gray aliens is in the future, China and the US have and the earth is screwed. Okay. Some of the people went underground. They're building, I don't know how many, they've got, I don't know how many bunkers that hold like 65,000 plus people underground right now. So some of the people went underground. Some of the people went to space stations that they have, built in space that are supposedly already there, but cloaked. But some of the people did not. And they evolved through the radiation, through the polluted waters, through the polluted food into the grays. And somehow they figured out a way to come back in order to try to correct their timeline. However, they cannot send a physical body back through time, but they can send the essence of the spiritual, the spiritual essence of your soul back to inhabit a person here. And there's been a lot of people in power that have flipped on a dime the ideas and ideals that they stand for and support. And then we have all these scientists disappearing. So what if the Greys are from the future? They're coming back. Maybe they, in the future, they found a way to physically come back instead of just sending their essence and jumping into a body like the show Travelers. I mean, it makes your head spin. And the fact that they call it the P-47, because it's supposedly 47,000 years in the future is when they're doing this.
Yeah.
P, president, 47, who's the 47th president?
Amy talks about that. The
Yeah.
different 47s and the
Yes.
57, and she talks about that.
Uh-huh.
She does. But I don't know. But she said that the event will be in 2028, which I don't know. No one knows.
No, there's a lot of talk about major things happening in 2030. We've been going back and forth between 3D, 4D, 5D for quite some time. And everybody thinks we're nuts. No, it's an energetic shift. It's not, okay, this new Earth is going to appear and, the 4D and 5D people are going to fly on a rocket over there and the 3D people are going to stay here. No, it is an energetic shift, a vibrational shift. And the 5D people are going to live in their space and the 3D people are going to live down here in their space. And the 3D people are going to get very irritated when they come across a 5D person. And it's happening. It's happening.
It's happening now.
Yesterday, I went to Walmart. I'm in there. I'm getting my groceries. I'm in a good mood. And some dude that used to go down to the bar here in town, he rolls up on a electric scooter thing. Okay, they're shopping things. Are you still mayor? I just said, no, I've never been mayor. That was my Scorpio answer. I've never been mayor. That is my truth. Well, I thought you were mayor. No, I just told you I've never been mayor. Well, I thought you were. No, I was on city council. Oh, well, are you still on that? No. Well, why not? Well, that's kind of my business. And he kept up, so I told him. Exactly. I put out my Scorpio tone. I put my shield around me, my energetic shield with the mirror on it, so he could see himself. And I explained exactly why I was no longer on city council. And, oh, sorry. And he booked it. He booked it. He ran. Hang on, I gotta shut my curtain here.
That's funny.
But when I'm in the grocery store, I do not want to have a conversation about that kind of stuff. That is my personal business. I don't want to answer questions about your car. People would when I worked at Napa, people always come up to me in the stores or in public. Hey, this is going on with my car. What do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know. Call me during business hours at Napa. Can you do that? Well, yeah, but you were right here. I'm like, yeah, and I'm doing this with my family. Oh, yeah. Oh,
People don't think.
That right there. That
They don't.
Now, if you walk up to somebody and say, hey, you got a minute? Can I ask you something? You can either say, no, I got to get my groceries and get out of here. Or, okay, what is it? It's being polite. It's being courteous. It's being understanding.
It's having manners.
Yes.
It's having manners.
But I want to hit on this comment real quick. Like when we were talking about the P-47 project and people coming back and overtaking bodies. One thing, I don't know what happens to the soul of the person that they're jumping in. I don't know if that transfers to the future which people may decipher as an abduction. But being possessed in a way is a walk-in, something installing itself inside of you. You're possessed by another entity, and you don't have control over your thoughts, your words, what you hear, what you see, what you feel, what you understand.
Yeah.
You don't have control over it. I've been there. I know. So that, again, that leads me to think, what was that thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know I'm still me. I
Don't
didn't
know.
but I'm
And
still
it's-
learning about myself.
And the people that knew or know seem to be disappearing
Yes.
or have been disappearing.
Yes.
She,
Anybody working on anti-gravitic, propulsion,
Yep.
and they've had that since the 40s and 50s. It's just now the information's coming out, and since the information's coming out, they're disappearing the people that's giving out the information.
well, what happened to her is she was brilliant. And she was working on her PhD at 34. She had double chemistry, double biology. I mean, she was brilliant. And she figured it out. And what happened is she got tired of them finding these things, going to NASA, and NASA saying, no, we're going to scrap it.
Yeah.
We're going to scrap it. So she said, fine. She starts her own company. And all of these frustrated scientists get together and they're all working together. She got a $500,000 grant just like that to get started.
Mm-hmm.
So she was well on her way.
Yep.
And she was going to make everything open to the public and for companies basically to bid.
Same with David Wilcox, with his company Devani Aerospace. They have a jet that they're building that can fly into space. It can outmaneuver anything out there right now. It literally has laser beam weapons that make energy off of the engine, so you do not run out of ammunition. I mean, the thing is amazing. He's shown prototypes of it, and then he's not here anymore. No.
Yep.
No,
she isn't either. And another guy that was going to testify in front of Congress a week before he overdoses too.
Yeah.
So
all these scientists who overdose on drugs when scientists usually don't do drugs.
Well,
Same.
The thing about her is she left a lot of paper and a lot of nothing's going to happen to me. And like when she got hit with that energy weapon, she filmed it.
Yeah.
So we've got that on film. You can clearly, and I'm going to play it Wednesday. You can see her hands. And the guy that she became friends with, the British intelligence guy that she met online.
Yes.
And that's the guy that's talking now and said, I don't believe this for a minute. But because she would text him. So I thought that, there's just so much out there that she dropped.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's videos of her, giving talks. And I mean, she was well on her way with this company. And so she, and he even shared all the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like, why is everybody trying to hide this?
It makes me wonder too, because, I transferred over to the lead department of work. I'm not allergic to lead. I'm not allergic to anti-seize, which is what we use to lubricate the pins and everything on the machines. And all of a sudden, me and Jay and Renee do a show and we're talking about stuff. And the next day I've got chemical burns on my forearms. Something ain't right.
Weird.
So did I get hit by something? Did they not want me talking about what I talked about? I don't know. It could be the fact that we use a lubricant. There's a sprayer that comes down, sprays where the lead comes out so it doesn't stick. And if that may be combining with the anti-seize, and if I got some on me, I broke out. I understand that. But I'd had that happen before. I've gotten that on me before and nothing. But yet when I'm talking about stuff online and the next day I have chemical burns all the way down my forearm and my arm and my hand, something ain't right.
Well, he described these weapons too. And he said it's just like sticking your hand in a microwave. That's the burn that it comes so quickly. It looks like a microwave burn. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and you can just see it on her hands.
Yeah.
And it's instant. And,
yeah, one minute I was fine. The next minute my arm's burning.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, and she even made the comment that we would be to Jupiter by now. We have the technology. Now, I don't know if that's true, but she would know.
She would. There's a theory that we are already on Mars. There's a theory that we have bases on the moon. There's a theory that we have more bases than the space station up in space that are cloaked. There's cloaking technology. It's been proven. You bend the light enough with something, you don't see it. You see around it. We don't. They are decades ahead of what they're telling us. They got.
It's crazy. Well, her story is very intriguing, and the more I dig into it, the more I'm watching videos of her. And doesn't it just seem funny that her videos are online, but yet nobody's reporting on that?
Yeah. Same with David Wilcock. He's been saying for years, I got people after me. I'm getting death threats. I'm scared.
Yeah, she did too.
But I'm not suicidal. But yet both of them did that. I probably shouldn't have said that word, but oh well.
Well, and what she claims is what they do is they harass you to the point where they'll get in and they'll break into your house and they'll mess with you and they'll get into one of your drawers and they'll mess things up, or they'll take a couple of items that somebody's. So in other words, they try to make you go crazy.
Yeah. Gaslighting at its finest.
Yep. Or think that you're crazy.
And, I mentioned to you earlier when we were talking about this, that is kind of the same way when you're dealing with a paranormal case. When I lived in a certain house in Beatrice, I hung my keys on a hook by the front door every time I come home. There'd be mornings I could not find those keys. I would finally find them in the basement that had a dirt floor. They were half embedded in the dirt, but it didn't look like anything dug the dirt up. The dirt was hard, crusted, like they'd been there for decades. Same thing happened with a dining room chair. The chair was halfway. I had to dig the chair out of the dirt. When we moved in, there was a board. You got your cupboard, it mounts flush against the wall. Everything's level. Well, they had the cupboard sticking out with a 2x4 behind it. So if you put a can in, it would slide to the back. I didn't know why they did that. Well, I found out because that was right above the kitchen sink. All of a sudden, one night I'm doing dishes and both doors fly open and all the cans come out. Okay, I thought I was going nuts.
That's what she said they do.
So
it's I mean, it's an intriguing story, and I thought, I got timestamps where she texted and said they're doing this, they're doing that, and I thought, well, I wonder what the astrology was doing then.
Yeah.
On her timestamps.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that show Wednesday.
That's pretty interesting.
Plug your show.
Oh, yes, it's going to be Amy. She's one of the scientists that's missing. And I'm going to try to play a little bit of her videos. I just don't want to get struck, to
Right.
get any strikes. I think you've got so many minutes that you got to break into because of copyright and stuff, you have to break in and talk a little bit, but I'll play as much as we're allowed without getting a strike.
Yeah, Renee may be
Joni,
able to help on that because she knows that. Renee, how many minutes before you start like a YouTube video or whatever?
I think it's like 2.
Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3.
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes, but I'll look it up. And but that and she was just brilliant. 34 years old, and she told everybody. There's text messages, there's pictures, there's videos of her saying, I am not, they're after me, I'm fearful, blah, blah, blah. And so we'll just have to wait and see. But so we've got timestamps. She allegedly in 2022 unalived herself. But we'll see. And her father has come out and said, yeah, that what happened to her happened. And her father was an engineer as well, a NASA engineer as well. So, and she was in a company with her father. So, and he has come out and said, they're making more out of this than what was going on. She was in chronic pain. Dad said chronic pain. 34 years old.
Well, let's think about this for a minute. Chronic pain, 34 years old, getting burns while on video. They have DEWs, direct energy weapons. It has been proven. They have them. They can do multiple things. The discombobulator. Okay, it's what they use in Venezuela. It gets in your head.
Right after she got hit with hers, there was another scientist there that confirmed what had just happened. So it had immediately just happened, and she shows her hands.
Yeah.
It's immediate.
So they can direct microwave energy. They can direct other kinds of energy, sound waves, etc., that just make you cringe and curl up into a ball. They have it. They use it in the military. They've used it on crowd control. It's proven. I've seen videos of it working. I've been saying this for years, and people called me nuts. Guess what? I might be nuts, but I was right.
Yeah.
I need my hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there. We're going to tell her story Wednesday night. And we're going to also look at Dr. Fauci's chart.
Oh, God.
And see what's going on with the great Dr. Fauci's chart.
That man, along with Gates, they need to be.
Oh, I'm going to look at his too. I'll pull up his too.
And all of the money that they profited on needs to be confiscated and sent back to the people.
Yeah.
You want wealth distribution? That's how you do it. All the money they stole from us, you take that back and then redistribute it to the people that they stole it from. Same with the fraudsters.
Yeah. And then there's just 3 things that we got to pay attention to in May. Right now, Mercury and Pluto are squaring. So this week, be careful not to overreact. There could be power struggles with Pluto.
And that could be with anybody. Boss, coworker, family member, friend, doesn't matter. Somebody that you don't know, you're walking by on the street and they say something to you and you just want to word vomit because it pisses you off. It triggers you. No, practice the pause, step back, tell them to have a nice day or have the day that they deserve, whatever is your flavor. Look and say, hey, may you be blessed and highly favored, whatever. Renee knows what that means. Yep. But practice the pause. Before you spew, because if you get triggered, that's your trigger. It's yours. You need to look at why you just got triggered. Walking down the street, minding your own business in a good mood. Somebody comes walking by you, says something, and it triggers you and you go into instant fight or flight mode. You need to figure out why. You need to look at that. You need to study it. That way you can heal it and let it go. And if
That's right.
you let it go, that's bad stuff leaving. That leaves room for good stuff to come back in.
That's right.
And next time
Yep.
that happens, you won't be triggered. You can smile and
That,
say,
yeah,
"I've already worked
that
through
goes
that."
to like the 8th. That's to like the 8th. So that's not too long.
No,
Yeah.
3 days,
That's not bad.
4 days.
And then we've got around May 21st, we've got Sun Uranus conjunction. That's another what are we seeing? That's another spotlighted download. And then at the end, we got the Mars Pluto square. And that's I want to say that's what happened in Butler, Tennessee, Butler, PA, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I'm almost dead positive it was a Mars square Uranus. I'm positive it was. I think so, maybe. So there's only 3, but they're all pretty potent. But we just have to watch those. So you got right now, May 8th, around the 15th through the 18th, Mercury will be conjunct Uranus, which is, again, more news coming in. And then the sun gets with Uranus. So there's going to be a lot of unexpected, more downloads of information.
Good. And the sun coming in to heat things up.
It's coming.
It might light a fire under these congressmen and senators' butts and the DOJ. Maybe it'll light a fire under some of their asses.
Right.
Let's do this.
Something needs to. The good thing about that, I don't like Mars squaring Pluto at all. I don't like that one, but it's a fast one. So let's hope it goes by fast.
Yes.
I mean, we get through them, and there's only 3 this month. So that's not bad.
No.
Not bad at all. That's not bad. And then June is a little bit slower, but we're building up to July for the big events in July. And who knows what's going to happen in July?
Freedom. I'm just going to put that out there. Freedom. I don't know how. I don't know what, but some kind of freedom. We're going to get some kind of freedom returned.
It's going to be good.
And I haven't bought fireworks in years. I might buy some this year and light them off myself in my driveway by myself. I don't know. Yeah. I might just.
Hey, it's 250th birthday.
Yeah.
I need to look at that solar return chart too. So I'll look at that too.
Yeah.
We'll get ready for that one.
But there's one type of firework I will not. Ow, sorry, I had to pop my shoulders. Be buying, and I can't remember what the hell it's called. But it's a ball with a long fuse, and you drop it down a tube, you light it, and it goes. The last time I lit one of those off, I lit it. I turned around, ran. I turned around, the thing fell over, and it shot me in the crotch and blew up.
Ouch!
Yeah, I was numb for days. I was wondering if I was ever going to be able to. I won't go into that, but you know what I'm saying. And it actually had me worried, but I'm okay.
Ouch.
But yeah, I've got a trauma against those, at least lighting them now. So yeah, I won't be buying any of those.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
So, but that's May. That's it. That'll be our May.
We can do this. All we got to do is practice the pause, have patience. I know patience, but it's needed right now. We're going to get the information that we want. It's going to take some time, hence the patience. But just keep your house clean. I'm supposed to say keep your house clean. The better your house, the words, they're talking too fast. The better you feel about your home, the better you're going to feel about yourself.
Yes.
The better you're going to feel about what's going on around you, and the better you're going to be able to handle it. And yes, I'm going to dust. I already started. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finger wag.
I know. Just stay calm. We're in the thick of it now. So, we'll get there.
Yeah. With dusting, though, if you think about it, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Well, that might be somebody I know. Why would I want to wipe them off at their, my altar?
We're in the thick of it. It's coming. It's just going to be bam, bam, bam. And, and June builds us up to July, which July is going to be crazy. It's going to be for all of us to watch. Never recorded.
Yeah.
In astrological history. Never recorded.
And that has been this year. Like I said earlier, we've had things that happened 14,000 years ago and 8,000 years ago, and a couple things that's never been recorded, and we have another one coming up.
Yep, July 18th. And that's around when they said that we're not going to have any gravity or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't know about that, there's supposedly something that happened over here and something that happened over here way deep in space. Black holes blowing up or something. I don't know, some kind of gravitational anomaly. And the waves are heading towards the Earth, and they're going to meet at the same time. And when they meet, supposedly, gravity is going to not exist for 7 minutes. So if you believe in that kind of stuff, you might want to latch yourself onto something that is permanently attached to the ground. Tree, building, not a dresser, not a desk, because that's not attached. It's going to float up. And if you're floating for 7 minutes, you can run into a lot of stuff, and you can kind of float kind of high. And then when gravity comes back, it might hurt.
Will the car float too?
Yes.
If you're in a car?
If there's no gravity, yeah. If there is no gravity, anything that is not attached to the Earth will float. Now, do I believe this? I don't know. I've looked at it. I can see it as a possibility, but at the same time, the Earth makes its own gravity. How can two waves negatively affect that unless gravity is some kind of wave and it's an opposite wave that hits it and they cancel each other out, which is the theory.
Well, it wouldn't shock me.
I want to say it's January 26th, but I don't know. But
it's July something.
July, that's what I meant. What did I say? January?
Yeah.
Yeah, words are hard.
It's July. It wouldn't surprise me in the least.
But I mean, I might take a rope with me to work just so I can latch myself to the machine because it's bolted to the floor.
Oh, yeah. You're not going anywhere.
Exactly, Denise. Hug a tree. Not only will you keep on the ground, but you will also help yourself by hugging that tree. You'll help yourself energetically.
Tie yourself to the tree.
Yes. Oh, an old song, funny song popped in my head, and I'm not going to sing it.
So
I'm
funny.
not going to sing it.
Well, have a great week. Have a great couple of weeks.
You too.
And I'll hopefully see everybody on Wednesday.
Before you hop off, the next show on the 11th.
Yeah.
It's going to be me, Renee, and Jan.
Yeah.
But we're also going to have a special guest. Oh, you're over there. You're over there.
Yeah,
I forgot to turn my
here.
camera.
Yeah, we're going to look at their charts. So, you know what? I'll do like a little slide so that I'll show everybody what is in their charts and what to look for.
Awesome.
That'll be fun.
Very greatly appreciated.
That'll be fun.
They've been wondering about that for a long time, and I kept forgetting to ask. And I'm like, you know what? I remember this right now. I'm sending the message.
Yep. And I'll pull their charts up and show everybody parts of the their charts and what you look for in your chart and what it means. It'll be fun. What?
I got something going on. I got to go.
Okay.
Everybody, thank you for joining. Have a good evening.
Have a good night. See ya. Good night. Thanks.